What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Happy Monday. My boys, my Brisbane Lion boys, I went again. Close game over Melbourne. Very tough, good win. Held on, man. Very tough game though. But shout out to the boys for coming in again with the win. Again, moving on up the ladder, boys should be touching that top. Even I haven't looked at the ladder today. I've seen like most of the results, but I have not checked out the ladder from the weekend yet. Hawthorn, shout out to Hawthorn for winning again. Carlton, very dominant, good win. And I think GWS lost again. And I think outside that, I can't remember the rest of the results. I know I did just say I checked them, but I can't remember them. But anyway, hope you guys are doing good and amazing. It's early 11 Monday. Shout out to the Sporting Eyes, great AFL content creator. All credit goes to them. We are going to check out these angry AFL coaches because I like to get mad. And I'm mad about something. I'm not going to speak on it yet, but it's about the West Coast Eagles. Anyway, don't forget to type the video and sub as well. Let's start.
Sam Mitchell had fire in his eyes at quarter time during the Hawthorn and Sydney game in round 7. His target was defender Jack Scrimshaw, who nearing the closing minutes of the first term tried a dangerous kick that led to a Sydney goal. It made headlines here and there, mainly because we don't see the old-fashioned spray in public at all. Stern words and sideline discussion is common, but to see something as fierce is a rarity. I guess it's the modern day coaching philosophy and approach. It's more about finding solutions and caring for players than yelling at them demanding they do better. Some of you might think the harsh spray should be used more often, but clearly its effect isn't as powerful as a modern day approach. It wouldn't have changed if it was still working. His old coach in Alistair Clarkson overstepped the line in his spray at St Kilda defender Jimmy Webster. He did just knock out North's captain in Jai Simpkin, so Clarkson clearly felt he had to defend his player. The words he used ended up backfiring on him, and he was once again in trouble for his actions. He got a significant $20,000 fine and a 2-match suspended sentence, meaning any more similar actions in the next 2 seasons would lead to an official 2-game ban from.
God dang. For standing up for his player? No, I get it. Not really supposed to do that. 2-match ban plus a couple $1,000 fine. $10,000-$20,000 fine. I gotta be careful what you say. I mean, it's not really anything new though. Like I said, it's kind of crazy to me because it's like that like in the NBA and NFL stuff like that. But it's always crazy to me how like coaches can't just defend their players. Now there is a proper way of doing it, you can say, but still though, man. If coach is mad, coach is mad.
He is one of the greatest coaches of all time,
That's what I'm saying.
but his journey has produced a number of outbursts, some fairly done. One of the biggest stories in 2015 was when Hawthorn flew over to Adelaide to play Port Adelaide in round 4. They ended up losing the game by 8 points, but it's what happened a couple hours later that made the headlines. Walking back to his hotel, Clarkson was approached by 3 intoxicated men. One in particular was filming, putting a camera in his face while berating him.
Whoa.
Clarkson had enough.
How's the ring, mate? How's the ring today, brother?
Oh, dang.
It was on the news for the next week, but most were on Clarkson's side, and fairly enough.
Thank
In
you.
his statement, he did walk with them for over 40 metres and asked them multiple times to go away. The final straw came when the man filming got close with the camera, and in some form of self-protection, he was forcefully pushed away.
I'm mad at
Members of the public and other Hawthorn officials did see the incident occur and were all on Clarkson's side, as was a majority of the football public.
Hey.
A few years before this was the infamous wall punch, but the story extends further on in what was a bad week for Clarkson. During a game against Collingwood, in which the Hawks won by 47 points, came out this piece of vision. It shows Clarkson at the quarter-time break, getting up in pure rage and slamming his hand into a wall in the coach's box. As you can see, he did a fair bit of damage. But it was a day later when he was a runner for his son's under-9 football team that he got in real trouble. The incident sparked when a 19-year-old umpire told Clarkson to stop coaching on the ground, in which he replied using a swear word. His reaction went against the SMJFL Code of Conduct, and at a hearing, he was banned for 4 games.
Buddy, okay, no cap though. Alistair Clarkson is kind of nuts. the one in which he was self-defending himself from that fan who had a phone, I get that. But everything else, bro, my guy, chill out. It's an under 9 game, under 9, and you're just ranting like this, just going off. Mike, come on, man. Come on.
He's no doubt passionate, and sometimes it has boiled over.
The passion is great though.
Although he is a regular media contributor now, when he was a coach, Mick Malthouse was not the most fond of the press conference and interview process.
Mick Malthouse.
He could still deliver a heated message to a player, but he is most well known for his disapproval of, in his mind, dumb questions from reporters about football. He isn't shy of expressing this to them either. One of the best has to be his exchange with Matthew Richardson.
Bemused and disappointed that we don't know exactly some of the things that are going on out there. But having said that, the boys had a go.
What do you mean? What are you bemused at?
What would you think I mean, Richard? What would you really think I mean? So we're going to lose our captain now with a facial break from to the head. That's only one instance where we didn't get a free kick. But we just like to think that we could have an even playing field.
Thanks for your time.
Richardson was pretty calm about the whole thing, but his face at the end probably matched everyone else who watched it at home. There are countless more of these type of events, so here are some of the best. This one was between him and Jay Clark.
Do you think you boys came to play today?
I reckon they probably come here thinking, no, we're going to have a real bad one today in the first quarter. What do you honestly think? That term, come to play, where does it originate from, and what do they reckon? They come to play marbles or football, or do you think they didn't come to play? Do you think they sat in their cars waiting for the game to start and go out there?
His ongoing battles at the Blues with Mark Stevens also made much watched television for a while there.
A long time, Mick. Just the week you've had, was it a tough one leading in?
They're all tough.
Any regrets at all about what happened?
Sorry, do I need to go to confession or something? Or I murdered someone?
No, not at all. No, just saying.
Thank you.
He seemed like a dickhead though. He seems like he probably is a dickhead.
Even at his Carlton introductory press conference, he couldn't help himself but get into a spat with Tony Jones and Mark Robinson, who both asked questions surrounding doubt over his coaching ability.
No doubt you would have doubt. I mean, I'd be totally surprised.
But he stands on business. Like he seems like a dick, like an ass, but he's gonna tell you how he feels though. I ain't mad about that. Hey, sometimes you guys need to
I'm not down. Hang on. Well, first of all, I haven't said I've got doubts, but I'm saying there would be people, which I might be part of, that would have doubts.
Are you part of it?
Oh, it's coincidental.
You're part of that doubt.
I think most people respect you in footy, Mick, but are you affronted that people don't believe?
Well, some people like yourself, Rob, they do doubt it. So
No, it's not. No, that's not fair, Mick. That's not fair. There's a lot of people who do.
This is not a conversation between you and me, mate. This is
I asked the question.
the whole.
He still ended up with 3 premierships over his career, and no one has coached more AFL games than him. Other classic outbursts have to include these 2 Ron Barassi clips. The first is when he was senior coach at North Melbourne. I believe it's from 1979, in which North Melbourne finished second and lost at the preliminary final stage.
Stephen, you got a centre half back, and you got a full back. You weren't anywhere near that bloke. They're playing 4 yards from him, and he's a good lead, and it comes out from the bloody back line very well. Keith, you've done a typical bloody thing. The ball's gone over. I couldn't come back to me. You could have run and intercepted that first goal, or second goal, what it was, and you probably don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? That's bloody right.
This follow-up clip shows not even crutches could stop him from running to his players.
That's hard.
Imagine a coach wearing the clothes he did as well in today's age. While he was at Melbourne, he coached Jared Healy, who is now a regular commentator on Fox Sports. He would end up as a Brownlow medalist at the Swans, but still performed well at Melbourne. This little spray is a classic.
Hello?
One last coach to focus on is current Essendon boss Brad Scott. Him and his brother were heated on the field, but both are generally well mannered as senior coaches. A couple times on camera, Brad has boiled over. The first was with David King. This instance came after repeated critique from King over Scott's position at North Melbourne. After a 3/4 time break, Brad Scott was so close to decking him from behind. He just pulled back, but clearly mouthed some expletives to himself.
Oh my God.
I still wonder if he was to have followed through, what would have spilled on at Marvel Stadium. The next was with Mad Jack Daw. After some soft efforts, Scott got on the phone and let Daw have it.
Hands it over here to Magic Daw. This is a one-way conversation from the coach to a player. Have a look at this.
If you can read lips, go ahead.
Scott is yelling that aggressively, you can pretty much lip read every word he says. Poor old Majak could only stare out onto the field while getting roasted by his coach. It's a high pressure job and clearly coaches can boil over. In some instances, it is understandable, but other times it is a little bit more bizarre. As a whole, I think coaches have accepted in front of the media, you just have to take the questions no matter how dumb they are.
True.
It's also fascinating that since the huge introduction of cameras into the coaching box, how many of them cover their mouths when they speak. At the end of the day, the senior coaches all want to win and are passionate about their club and players. If they weren't, they would never have become AFL coaches.
I'm not mad. You have passion. I think Baresi, he was the craziest one because we know how he is. Scott, I mean, jeez. The first two were crazy. The first two were absolutely ridiculous. You talk about real, like, passion, like anger. Hope you guys enjoy the video. If you guys like the video, sub as well. Always take care, stay amazing. I'll see you guys. Peace.